Today's episode is sponsored by Julie is Sicky Poo. Julie, speak so that people can hear how your voice sounds.
Oh my God. Hi, I'm sick.
Oh, and she still showed up to work
Look at
today
me.
to record.
Wow.
Everybody send Julie. What do you want them to send you, Julie?
Money.
News? Money. Okay. Money. Done. Julie, you want to tell us what your Venmo is?
If they really want to send me money, they'll find it.
Oh, listen, if you want to send me money, my Venmo is at DJ Adriatic, like the Adriatic Sea. Don't be shy.
Right.
$5? What's $5?
What's $5? Nothing.
It's nothing. For some of
Yeah.
you, it's nothing. Okay.
Yeah. For most of you.
Yeah, for most of you, it's nothing. $2.
Yeah.
Right. Julie, you have a cold? What's happening over here?
I
Who got you sick?
do.
Who should we go hunt
I
down?
I would love to tell you, but I have no idea.
Somebody
I
at
just
work. I'm gonna blame it on
I
somebody at
I
work.
don't know. It's usually the kid germs because I'm around
Mm-hmm.
Sophia, my niece, all the time, but she's not sick. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know who the culprit is.
Mm.
Um, but it's
Somebody
not
call the
COVID.
FBI.
It's not COVID. I've tested it like every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's negative. And it's just a nasty cold. And honestly, the symptoms are mild. I'm okay with these symptoms. Keep it at this. I can
Uh-huh.
live my life like this. It's
Uh-huh.
just congestion and like
Uh-huh.
I had a sore throat the first 2 days, but I haven't had it since then.
Okay.
So
You're on
we're
the up and up. You're on
we're
the up
out
and up.
here.
There's
Yeah.
you're not gonna get any worse.
Better not.
Yeah.
Better
That's no,
not. Yeah.
I'm a certified um
Doctor?
well, I don't want to make that accusation on air. This is being recorded. I'm a certified teller of the future.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say that you have peaked in your sickness
Thank
and
you.
you're only gonna get better from now.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're
Okay.
very
I believe
welcome.
it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Just stay far away from me. Okay. Yeah.
Says you and literally everyone else in my life.
I know. I mean, it
Um,
just nobody wants to get sick. It sucks,
no, they don't. And I totally get it. Yeah. I was supposed to go in the office today and I em'd my manager and I was like, FYI, like it's not COVID. I've tested, but I have the sniffles, a lot of sneezing, coughing. I was like, because I send him my schedule every week, and I was like, I put down that I was going to go in the office. I was
Hmm.
like, I can go in. He's like, no, you can stay home.
Hmm.
You can stay home.
Yeah, no,
Don't
you
worry about
should
it.
stay home.
Yeah,
Don't go into
yeah.
the office like this.
I
You
know,
shouldn't even
I
have said
know.
that. You should have said, I'm staying home. I'm sick.
I from the years of working in hospitality, I have like an intense complex about calling out or like not showing up to work where I'm like, oh my God, they think I'm lying. They think that this is not real. Like they think I just don't want to be in the office. Like, yeah, I get it's like from the guilt tripping of hospitality.
We should unpack that a little bit
Hmm.
because you have sick hours, no? Or did you have sick hours when you
Yeah.
worked on? Yeah,
In my job, literally, they do not care. If I
right.
was like, I need to take tomorrow off because my mental health is in the gutter, they'd be like, okay, bye. Like they don't care. But it's
Right.
like it's really like a complex from all my other jobs where it'd be like, well, what are you gonna do? And you'd have to like come up with like this elaborate lie to be like, I really need this one day off.
I just saw a TikTok about this first generation um Mexican millennial about how he he said that growing up in his Mexican household that being humble was what you had to do. and like
Uh-huh.
there wasn't a there wasn't an opportunity for him, or he wasn't allowed to really boast about himself, which he feels has hurt him in his current, you know, type of, just in life. He's like, I don't feel comfortable bragging about the things that I do, being a successful whatever he is.
Yeah,
But I went, yeah, I think there's an immigrant mentality too, of like,
totally.
you're gonna work through it because
Yeah,
you have to,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Um,
Agreed.
yeah. So we'll see. I hope that you get better and don't ever have to go in while you're
Thank
sick.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Are you okay? Anything else that you want to talk about? Anything you want to get off your chest? Anything you want
I
the people
think
to know?
I'm good. Anything I want to get off my chest? No. Oh, I feel like I did have a rant about something,
Oh, I
but
love a rant.
for the life of me, I can't remember what the fuck it was.
Hmm.
But I was like, oh, this will be really fun to like get it out on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hmm.
I could not tell you what it is. Though I'll tell you something that did annoy me today. I'll tell you a couple of things that annoyed me
Okay.
today.
Yeah. Let it out.
Um, every single time I watch Jimmy Fallon interview somebody,
Uh-huh.
I find myself shocked that he does this for a living. There's
Yeah.
just he makes me so uncomfortable. Like the secondhand embarrassment we were talking about on the previous episode, like I exist in that state when watching him interview somebody.
Uh-huh.
Because he's either gonna interrupt them, he's gonna make an awkward joke, he's going to make me cringe, there's gonna be an awkward silence, or I'm gonna hear a very fake laugh.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy Fallon
Okay.
is, to me, the most unnatural talk show host I have
100%,
ever
100%,
seen in my
100%.
entire life.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah,
that he is, I think, the product of being at the right place at the right time with the right circumstances, because
100%.
he took over the Late Show. Remember when was it after Conan?
Mm-hmm. It was
Conan
after
moved to the
Conan.
Tonight
Uh-huh.
Show, and then they hired Jimmy Fallon to do the Late Show. And I think that because he became a host at the time when the internet and when YouTube was becoming so popular,
100%.
and what he is good at is doing like the viral games, the viral,
Yeah.
or the different things that he does on the show. That's why he became so popular, because all of those videos went lit so viral on YouTube.
Because
And
he was
then,
stealing ideas from YouTube creators.
right,
You know,
right.
he was one of the first to do on the late night talk show. He did the whisper challenge
Uh-huh.
when all the YouTubers were doing it. So yeah, I completely agree that he just happened to exist at the perfect time. And the people working on his show were extremely brilliant in copying the YouTube creators. Because what Jimmy Fallon is good in, it's in 3 to 5 minute increments.
Right.
So if you can grab him in a small little segment, oh, he seems likable immediately.
Well, and what he can't do is have a natural conversation. Every interview
There it is.
is
Oh,
forced and it's rehearsed. And
every single one.
a lot of these interviews, obviously, like, the producers will do a pre-interview so that they know what to talk
Yeah,
about when they're on
yeah,
air. Fine. Everybody does it.
yeah.
But he cannot have he can't have a
No,
genuine reaction to anything. It's
no.
kind of mind-boggling, and it's making me think, what is he really like? Because he's clearly putting on a persona for the camera. Now, I
Yes.
believe that half of what we see is probably, or almost a lot of what we see is probably him, like a very goofy, kind of annoying, I'm always going to be try to be the funny one kind of person, right? But he can't interview anybody. It's
Which is crazy
incredibly,
because I agree. And that's even the case with like people that you know he's close with, like Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel. Like even with them, are
Yeah.
the interviews very, there's uh, um one part of his show that I can think of where I was like, we got a glimpse of, and that's just because he really broke that character and he was laughing so hard that I don't think he could control. But there's an interview that he did with Bradley Cooper where they're talking about his play, The Elephant Man, and something in the middle of that interview made Bradley Cooper laugh hysterically. They spent like literally 7 minutes
Mhm.
just trying to, these shows are taped. I hate to tell you, everyone. None of these late night shows are live, even though sometimes they say that they are. Um, and so they would try to reset and redo the question again without the laughter, and then they kept laughing. And it was a loop of that for like 5 to 7 minutes. And I think Bradley Cooper was the one that really couldn't stop laughing, which ended up, sometimes that shit's contagious, and so did Jimmy Fallon. That's the only time I've ever seen him like break and just be himself, or like he genuinely couldn't contain it. But other than that, I have yet to hear a genuine laugh come out of this man.
I have one interview where where I don't mind him. And
Okay.
it's an interview with Nicole Kidman. Have you seen this
Oh,
one?
yes, I have. When she, uh-huh.
When she basically tells him that she thought he was cute and she thought they were trying to be set up to go out on a date and he was so
Yeah.
oblivious to it. And that to me was a genuine reaction because he
Yes.
did not know that this
I
was the
agree.
case. And so that one I don't mind him in, but any other interview, it's just so hard.
It's so bad.
It's so hard.
It's so bad.
When he was the show of the Late Show, was it was he was very popular. Like his ratings were through the
Right.
roof. People were like, how is this guy? And then at that point they were like, okay, Jay Leno, you really got to leave because we need to move up Jimmy Fallon. But then when he moved to the Tonight Show, and I feel like the Tonight Show is a bit more of a there's more of a
Yeah.
what's the word? Uh,
It's a
more of an
put
institution.
together.
Yes, and so
Yeah.
it's a little bit more of a polished show because so he had to do more interviews, and it just is not it's not
It
good.
doesn't.
It's not good.
No.
And then you look at somebody
Even
like
with the most charismatic of people, is it not good?
right, right. Yeah. And then you look at somebody like Stephen Colbert and it's like, well, that man can talk to a brown paper bag and it'd be
Right.
like the most
Right.
fascinating thing. Um
Yeah. But also like I find that with like Kelly Clarkson, where I'm like, I watch all of Kelly Clarkson's interviews, even when I don't, because usually when I watch interviews, obviously I'm seeking out actors and that I'm like obsessed with in that moment. Like the reason why Jimmy Fallon came into my head was because I was watching a ton of Bella Ramsey interviews because I find them to be absolutely phenomenal and I want to know everything about them. And they were on the Jimmy Fallon, and I was like, not you making Bella Ramsey look like the most boring. You know what I mean? It's like when you're responding in such a mediocre way, then I'm like, well, this isn't interesting at all. This entire interaction is interesting to me. And Kelly Clarkson can have chemistry with a literal bag. Like she just, mhm.
I didn't want to interrupt you. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay, this might be controversial.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna fight. I can feel it. Tell me.
I love Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
I I really do. I really
Prepare your
do.
chonies, everyone. He's gonna say something that's gonna upset us.
I really do love Kelly Clarkson. I think that some of her interviews come off
Spit it out.
a little too excited, where it feels like she's kind of playing a little bit of a character. Like she's like a little too excited or too interested, where it doesn't come off as genuine to me. Now, I will say She is
You're
a
wrong.
much better interviewer than Jimmy Fallon. I think she's
Right.
much more of a genuine person on camera than Jimmy Fallon is. But sometimes it comes off just too excited. Where I'm like, are you really that excited, Kelly? Like, I want to hear you talk the way you talk at home. Like, sometimes
I
you're not the
fear
person.
I fear that's how she talks at home. The
You
only
think
reason why I
so?
say that is because I just watched her on a podcast with Angie. She's a famous radio DJ.
Martinez.
Martinez. Her podcast, it's a long form podcast, and Kelly just has that energy. Talks a million words per minute and very excitable and very much like on.
I saw a clip of that interview. I didn't watch the whole thing. I do want to watch the whole thing, but I noticed a difference in Kelly where I thought she was a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more like, like I don't
Uh-huh.
know. The only way I could describe it is genuine. Whereas on her show, sometimes when she's talking to certain people, I
Give me an
think,
example.
okay, well, but we didn't prepare for this conversation, so I'd have to go. But I will give you an example. I will go through YouTube and I will find one. I
Okay.
can't do it right now, but I will find one. Maybe we need to put a pin on this conversation and bring it up again
Okay.
because,
Okay.
um, yeah, I don't know. And again, love Kelly Clarkson. I cannot wait for this new album. I'm
Oh,
gonna try to find a video of a live that she did where I was like, okay, this is the girl I want to see on the talk show. Obviously, it's a daytime talk show. She's not hosting, a show on the
right.
internet. There's lots of
Right.
restrictions and lots of rules and whatnot. But we're gonna make yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll go with you to the Kelly Clarkson show if you want me to, though.
What a blast that
Right,
would be.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Well, look at that. Look at that. Okay, well listen, it's time to get into some real chisme. Chisme delivered by our viewers because we have some fan mail. Um and let me tell you something. It would not be an episode of Yumi and Chisme in 2023 without some fan mail from D. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Oops.
This has become a weekly thing, hasn't it? As I just always have questions. The thing is that I've been listening to every single episode of your podcast since it became You, Me, and Chisme, and I'm almost done I think I only have like 2 episodes that I haven't listened to. And I remember sometime last year, something about some strange man coming up to you in a parking lot, Julie, saying something was going to happen in June of 2022, but that has come and gone. In fact, it's almost June 2023. So I was wondering if you were still thinking of having a baby by yourself. This is me being newsy again. But you said you guys love that. So what do you want from me? Much love from your number one fan.
You're a hot topic, Julie, every week. Everybody could care less about what I'm doing.
Someone send in a fan mail about Adrian, please.
Please don't.
Oh my
Thank you, D.
goodness.
First of all, D, the fact that you're
Thank
listening
you.
to every episode of Yumi and Cheese
Wow.
is
Wow.
slightly I'm gonna say it, psychotic, but
And I
bless you.
love that. I love that.
It's a little rough towards the beginning.
It is a little rough towards the beginning, and before that, even rougher. So
we were trying to figure out what was happening.
yeah.
But what a great question, D. D,
That is a
again,
great question.
such a lovely, lovely way to start this fan mail here. Julie, do you have an answer for yourself?
Do I have an answer for you, Dee? Dee, thank you so much for once again keeping me accountable for things that I say on here. Um, here's the thing. I don't know. and not because of anything other than the world is falling apart. I don't know if you've been paying attention, Dee. And that terrifies me. Terrifies me to the thought of bringing a child into a world like we have now. Um, when instead of focusing on gun reform, we're focusing on TikTok bans. It boggles my mind. It really does scare me. I don't think I've ever felt the idea of having a baby by myself has never scared me ever. I felt a little bit hesitant, but not because of fear. Um, I've never been scared about it. It's never a thing I've ever second thought. Until recently, I've really felt some fear when it comes to it. I don't know if it's because it became more real or what. But I do feel like the state of the world has a little bit to do with that, where the idea of just having a kid makes me want to hyperventilate a little bit just because it's like, and then they have to exist in this world. They have to grow up in this world. And you, dude, the other day I got so high that I freaked myself out about dying. Why?
Oh.
Something triggered me. I was watching something. Oh, it was this show or a clip of a show of seniors being paired with like toddlers and
Mm-hmm.
like doing things together. And I was like, these people at the end of their life. Anyway, it triggered my brain to be like, dude, one day you're just gonna die. And then fucking what? And then what? That's gonna be it, bitch. Like it's just it freaked me out. Mm-hmm.
I saw a TikTok the other day where somebody was like, what if it's better on the other side? What if
What
people
if?
don't come back because it's better over there? What if we're only getting started? Who's to say? I don't know.
Right, right. And that's gonna get me through the rest of my life, probably. I don't know. Right now I'm feeling very much like don't stress out about babies. I do feel like every couple of weeks, hours, sometimes I'll get like a you're 33 like in my brain of like unfortunately biologically speaking you only have so much time left, like just a little reminder, and that kind of makes my stomach drop a little bit every time I think about it. But I'm choosing to not let it run my life right now. I'm focused on creative endeavors. Like that is all of my energy. Like I spend 24 hours of my day thinking about what I need to write, who I need to email, what TikTok I'm going to record. You know what I mean? Like I'm always thinking about that. And I just feel like I don't have the energy currently to think about having a baby. I'm not I'm not going to I'm not going to give myself a timeline. I'm just going to see what happens. Who knows,
Mhm.
Z? Maybe I fuck a random stranger tomorrow and I
Oh my
accidentally get
God.
pregnant. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
no,
I
not tomorrow. You're sick.
That's true. That's true. I can't go out. I can't go out. But you know what I mean? You just never know. And I'm not going to give myself guidelines for my future because I think that stresses me out a little bit more than just the reality. The reality is I only have so many years left, and if I think here's the thing. I think what needs to happen is I need to come to terms with the fact that I may I may be ready, and then that's no longer going to be a possibility for me at some point. And we don't know when that's going to be, right? But I have to be okay with that because I'm not focusing on it. I have to make a decision. I'm either going to focus on it and have my baby, right? Or I'm going to not focus on it and be okay with whatever comes with that situation. And I think right now I just have to try to teach myself that I'll have to be okay with the fact that maybe when I'm ready, my body will be like, nah, no, not for us, not for this physical form of you. So we'll see. But also, there's tons of babies without mommies. So that'll be maybe an option. And who knows? I'm not gonna give myself it. Will I be a mom? I feel like at some point I'll be a mom. I just don't know what that will look like.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, there's a lot of life to live.
Yeah. Totally.
Things can happen, things can change in an instant.
Yeah.
So whatever's meant to be is meant to be. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
pulling for you.
totally.
I'm pulling for you, Julie. I'm
Thank
hoping
you.
that you get the life that you want to live, whatever that may look
Thank
like.
you.
First,
Thanks.
we need you to recover from being
Right.
sick. Remember when you
Yeah.
used to be sick all the time?
Yeah. Yeah. I think we all used to.
Those were the days.
I know. Dude, I hate being sick too. I'm such a baby. It's
It's
the
okay.
only thing. It's the only time I wish I did have a man.
Or a woman.
Yeah, whoever to take care of me, really. A sugar
That's,
daddy. I'll take anything.
I will take a sugar daddy.
Oh, absolutely.
And I am not above doing anything, you know. I'll do anything.
You know what, bitch? Same. And anyone that says that they wouldn't is a fucking liar. So
And boring.
save it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, why not? We're gonna die
Why not?
anyways.
First of all, and I sleep with men for nothing. So
for free. Oh, I mean, come
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. Thank you, D. Much appreciated.
Thank you,
Can't
D.
wait to hear what you come up with for next week.
Yeah, Jesus, what else have I said? God damn.
If you're interested in learning more about Julie's life, feel free to ask any question and send it in via fan mail.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. We do have one more fan mail.
Do we?
Yes, that I haven't listened to. Neither of us have
Okay.
listened to. So who knows? We may need to edit this out.
Okay.
But we're gonna give it a shot. Okay. It comes from my dear friend, Christian.
Oh my God, I was just thinking.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Hi, Julie. Hi, Adrian. It's Christian. I just wanted to call in and maybe clear the air a bit because I heard my name quite a bit in the last episode and I just, LOL. No, but first of all, I want to say, Julie, thank you for the movie recommendation. After Yang with Colin Farrell was such a beautiful movie. I saw it a couple months back. And I just thought the pacing, the production design, the somber kind of mood of the movie, excellent. As always, great recommendation. Also, I'd like to add, I wouldn't talk shit about my friend Adrian. I mean, how much is the check for? JK, Adrian. No, but seriously, I would never do that to Adrian. He's a good dear friend. And lastly, turns out my cousin's house is being used as one of the houses for the upcoming season of the Mayans, Julie. So that's exciting. I'll let you know when that finishes. But quick question for you, Julie. Would you ever let anyone film inside your house or exterior? Just let all these strangers come up in there and, have them there full day. Anyway, thanks again. Love you guys. Love the podcast. And yeah, bye.
First of all, what?
Wow.
Thank you for the Ruby recommendation, Julie. I watched it a long time ago. Okay. I mean, have you watched Vanderpump Rules, Christian? Let's talk about that.
Thank you, Christian. I loved your voice memo. My heart. It's
Okay.
full. It's full.
And he
I
wants
love it.
all he wants is money from me. Ugh.
Oh, I love it. Mayans. Am I right? Would I let someone film in my house? I would let someone film in my house, especially because they pay you for that shit, by the way. So, and any remodeling of the house any alterations that they have to do to the house to film, they pay for.
But what if they like what if they leave it as a mat, like, or they just
My
mess it
friend,
up?
they don't.
Mm.
My friend who lives in Compton, she was asked by the King Richard production if they could use her house, and it was going to be like $500 per day or something like that. I don't remember the exact amount. Well, anyway, she ended up saying no, but her neighbor said yes, and then they redid her porch and left it like looking beautiful. Her porch was like fucked up, and they redid it so that they could have like a nice little pretty exterior, and they like paid for everything, and plus they paid her the money per day, like to use it for location. I can see how that could be annoying, like having people in your house all day. But yeah, I would totally let them.
It depends on how much money they're gonna give me.
I
Not
mean,
for a measly couple $100. No, I want a
I
full
feel like I'd
month's
do it.
mortgage payment,
Okay.
right?
Well, depends how many days they use it. You may end up getting it.
Well, then prove it, Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, but I could totally see how that could be annoying, because that lady, my friend said that everyone on that street couldn't use that street for a while. They couldn't park there. It takes a
It
lot
affects
that goes
everybody.
around it.
It
Yeah.
affects everybody.
If Mayans wanted it to film in my apartment, babe,
What happened?
100%.
What happened to the craft of building sets?
Yeah.
What about
I don't
those
know.
people?
I kind of love that they use real locations. Sons of Anarchy did that too. I kind of love that they use real locations.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Maybe Christian can invite you over and you can,
Maybe
stand
we
outside the
could just,
house.
I was just gonna say we could just stand outside, see what happens. You never know who you might run into.
Maybe that's how you're going to get a baby. Hmm?
You're thinking outside the box, and I love that for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Christian, darling, thank you so much.
Thank you,
I mean, clearly
Christian.
you just wanted to talk to Julie, but it's fine. I'll see you
He,
tomorrow.
he said nice things about
He
you.
said, how much is the check?
No, but he said, just kidding. He said he would never talk shit on you. That's a friend.
That's because I'm blackmailing him. I have information on him that
I don't think that's
I'm
true.
just kidding. No, Christian is a great friend. I appreciate him very much. Thank you, Christian. The great Christian. Okay, wonderful. Well, I guess time for us to talk about some stuff. Julie had an interesting question for me before we started recording, and she said, "Should you ask the question? Should I ask? Do you want to ask the question?"
I can
That's
ask it.
okay. Yeah.
I asked Adrian if he thought that people have gotten meaner since the pandemic.
Hmm. And I sat there with my thoughts for a good 10 seconds,
Right.
and I didn't say anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because we're going to talk about it now.
Yeah.
Um, do I think people have gotten meaner since the pandemic? I actually was thinking about this the other day,
Okay.
and I think in a general sense, yes. But I
Okay.
also think that people have been becoming meaner since um for the past, I don't know, 15, 10 years. I
Mhm.
think that the internet has emboldened people to say and do whatever they want. And I
Yeah.
think that people get behind their little keyboards and basically think that there are no consequences for you. I mean, you could just do and say whatever you want. And I think to myself, like, why why do you feel the need to have to be mean to somebody? What is it in your heart that says, I'm going to talk shit about this person that I don't know?
Yeah.
And just be mean. And
Yeah.
I worry, I mean, it's a lot of adults, but I worry that it's a lot of younger people too. And I don't know if it's this fascination with like going viral, and the only way to go viral is to do shocking. I feel that that's how sometimes people that in order to get attention, you have to do and say things that are shocking, because the internet, the media is obsessed with people who are shocking. Donald Trump, right? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of the people on the internet that are like a Candace Owens, like, no, I don't know how many. These people are very niche in the conservative community, but it's like, okay, I see them getting all this attention because they're saying things that are outlandish, things that they probably don't even believe.
Right.
And so now there's like people at home that are like, well, I need to, I need to come up with the most crazy, ridiculous thing, and I'm going to be mean because fuck that. I'm a bad bitch, and who the fuck are they? Like, well, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I worry that the internet has made us meaner, crueler, more disgusting people.
Totally. And I completely agree. I also feel like maybe a lot of people haven't really processed the pandemic. And I think a lot of people spent time with themselves and really fucking hated it. And then they went back out into the world and became angry because, self-hatred will do that to you. And now there's like I don't know, like, did people forget how to be social and polite and kind to humans? Like, it's just like this crazy erratic behavior of like yelling in airplanes, yelling at service workers, like just this anger in people that is so vile. Like, and it's not just America. Let's be like, it's happening all over the place where people are just mean. I haven't really experienced like meanness out in the world. But the other day, and the reason why I wanted to talk about this, because I was like, this has never happened to me, and I actually don't know how I didn't know how I felt about it for a while. And then well, I'll tell you what happened. So my biggest fear has always been that someone is going to be mean to me that I'm trying to date. Whether it's about my appearance, my body, like someone's going to say something mean. That's like my biggest fear. That's never happened. Thankfully, all of my horrible dating interactions have been about my bisexuality, which you would think that's on the plus column, but apparently people are very iffy about it. But anyway, but that has been my biggest fear, which is why I have like tons of different angles on my dating profiles. And I'm like, I want to make it clear. I don't want anyone being rude to my face like that. I get like anxiety over that. I think that's my main anxiety when it comes to dating, that someone's going to be about my
Interesting. I
appearance.
didn't know this about you.
I know, because people are always like, you're so confident. I'm not. I just hide it very well. But the other day, someone was mean to me. Not that I had met in person, but like it hadn't even happened over text. When people were like, they basically just like, when a man tries to be mean to me, that I like turn down or reject something, they usually were just like, you're a bitch. And I'm like, okay, sweet. Thanks, bye. But this guy was like, he was like a gym bro, right? And then he tried to make a joke, which, like, babes, I hate to tell you, everyone who has a different idea, but gym bros, they love a fatty. They love them. They love to date them. They're unapologetic about it more often than not. And this one gym bro, which I rare, well, one that's not, I'm not attracted to that body type, to each their own, but it's just like not for me. But anyway, this guy had a really big beard, so that's what did it for me. And I swiped. He swiped. Clearly, we both were on the same page at some point, right? And then he DMs me, and then I reply, blah blah blah. And he made a joke about my bisexuality. I don't even remember what the joke was about. And I responded something like, when a guy becomes sexual immediately, like that's so disappointing to me. And I no longer want to have an interaction with you. So I said something to that effect. And then I said like something like, why are men so disappointed? Why are you men so disappointed, or something like that? And he said, because fat bitches like you think you deserve the fucking world when you don't deserve a good man, or something like that, right?
Oh my
And then
God.
he even left me, honestly, something like that. Well, that's never happened to me. I know that it happens, but it hadn't happened to me. And when it happened, I was like in shock a little bit, and a little bit like, are my feelings hurt? Like, I didn't really understand what I was feeling. If I was just so surprised that like a stranger would talk, forget about anything, that a stranger would talk like that to another stranger, like baffled me in such a way where I'm like, I would never talk like that to a stranger that did
Right.
nothing to me. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
if I would have been like, you look short, okay? If I would have been like, you
Well, no,
short motherfucker, you know what
not
I
the
mean?
short hate.
But you know what I mean? Like it's not,
Yeah.
it's like that instinct to immediately, I mean, first of all, I'm doing it because he found my one first, you know? But
Yeah.
that instinct of like, I'm starting to feel rejection, so I'm gonna find the thing that's gonna fuck them up, and I'm gonna bring them down. That I don't understand. Responding to negativity with negativity, that I understand very well. But
Yes.
it's that trigger of I'm about to get my feelings hurt, so I'm gonna obliterate them,
Hmm.
which is like, I don't get that level of meanness. And it did take me like a solid day, which is like honestly too long to think about a man that you never dated
Hmm.
and never, you know what I mean? It's like,
Hmm.
I'm giving this too much energy. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck him. That's his deal, not mine. But I really did spend a lot of time being like, are my feelings hurt? Like, why am I so bothered by this interaction? And I think what I came down to was like the meanness of it, that like that instinct to say a vile thing to a complete stranger
Hmm.
is just something that I don't understand, but I see is becoming so much more prevalent.
Right. First of all, sorry. I mean, what a loser.
It's okay. Yeah.
Ugh. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it also boggles my mind, but I don't know. It's like, why would you spend energy doing that?
Why?
What what
Why?
what kind of satisfaction do you get out of being
Right.
mean to somebody like that?
Yeah.
I've gotten I wouldn't say I've gotten a lot, but I have gotten some crazy messages on apps before. Things talking about my
Oh,
appearance or talking about whatever. I mean, I don't know what goes on in my brain, but it's never bothered me. It
I
like
love that.
it doesn't affect me in any
Yeah,
type of
good
way.
for you.
And so but it's like, why? Why
Why?
why do you need to comment on my appearance and say like we and a lot of the time unprompted, by the way. we never,
Completely.
we never had a conversation. Maybe I looked at your profile or something, and then all of a sudden you're like, who knows what they said, but it just is like, what did I do?
Yeah. Right.
How about you
Right.
come over and eat this ass and then see? um but it's I don't know. When
Yeah.
I was in high school,
Uh-huh.
uh soon after I graduated from high school, I thought about this the other day, and I don't know why, but you obviously you remember AIM, right? AOL's
Uh-huh.
instant
Uh-huh.
messaging, thing.
Yeah.
That was I was at the peak. High school AIM, like my screen name was Admar07.
I love that.
Um and somebody started messaging me on AIM, and it was clearly somebody who knew me, but I didn't know who they were. But
Uh-huh.
we had gone to high school together. And they started saying all kinds of nasty things to me. Me, by the way, who never bothered anybody, never, I mean, not that I know of. I've come to learn that people think that I can be intimidating and I can come off mean. I'm sorry, but
Interesting.
not my problem. And so and then they started, and I obviously had not come out of the closet, but they were like telling me I was gay and blah 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 blah. I wish screenshotting was a thing back then, because I would have screenshot the shit out of all this. And I to this day never be able to figure out who it was. I mean, I don't talk to anybody
Oh
from high
my
school, but
goodness.
even back then, I don't know how long it's been, 15 years ago since I graduated high
A
school.
very
And it's
long
like,
time.
but see,
Yeah.
but people get emboldened, people get brave, people get
Uh-huh.
brave when you can say something and the other person doesn't know who you are.
Right. Totally.
You've never met this person.
Totally.
And I guarantee you something. These mean people who are sending these things would never do it to somebody in person.
Oh, never. Never. Never.
And it's just like, what? Why are
Yeah.
you mad? You know?
And that's what it is. It's like they're angry with something, with themselves, with their life, with something. This is why I know. Because when my mental health is in the shitter, I scroll on social media and I can think of 500 million mean ass shit things to say to people on there. And it's automatic. And that's when I know, oh, you're not doing okay up here. When I start scrolling and being like, oh, her fucking outfit sucks, me from my fucking couch, then I'm like, something's not, it's not okay with me. And it's coming out in a mean way towards other people.
So then I think that there's definitely something to be said about people who are just mean, unprovoked, say nasty things to people,
Right.
because they may be going through an episode or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And then I think that on the other side of that, I think that there also are a lot of people who are angry about the state of the world, angry that they are at the bottom of the totem pole, angry that there is so much inequality in the world that we live in, when it's like, we made up the rules, so why can't we just change the rules? It's like, the world is not going to explode because we make different rules about what happens in society and now people get treated better. It's very weird. But I also think that there is technological warfare happening, and that there are powers that be that are trying to pit us against each other using the internet. And I think that the people are trying to basically create such hostility that it begins to eat us from the inside. And it could be the downfall of society. But I think that there are calculated efforts to make us all view each other as the enemy.
Right.
Those are my 2 cents.
I love those 2 cents.
Who those people are, we can have a separate conversation about that. But
it's Olivia Pope.
I'm not Olivia Pope. Olivia Pope, I don't know if Scandal was the right thing for us to be watching, because
absolutely,
because I think it created a lot of conspiracy theorists.
Damn right. Damn right they did.
No, kidding. We need to lock up Olivia Pope is what we need to do.
Oh my goodness.
But I mean, I don't know. People are just, don't say anything.
Right. Just be chill.
Just be fucking chill.
Yeah. People are mean.
Yeah.
Like, oh God. And that's so much energy wasted.
And for what?
Go crochet a sweater.
Right. Okay. Well, listen, how about everybody takes a deep breath,
Yeah.
thinks about what they're doing, and let's not
Mhm.
try to be mean to people.
Yeah.
Unprovoked. It's crazy. Crazy.
It's so crazy.
Okay. Well, listen, Julie, it's time for America's favorite segment in all of the land, in all of the internet. And I think I never actually said welcome to Me and Chisme, your number one source for Chisme on the internet.
I don't think you did, and I definitely thought of that, but it was too late by
Oh
that point.
no. Well, about almost an hour in, welcome to Me and Chisme, your number one source for Chisme on the internet. It's time for the pop culture pop up. First up on the pop culture pop up, speaking of mean people,
Yeah.
Selena Gomez got onto her Instagram today to basically say, everybody calm your tits.
Yeah.
Selena and Hailey Bieber had a conversation. I guess Hailey Bieber said that she's been getting death threats, and Selena was basically saying, everybody stand down. Don't stop with this narrative of the mean
Yeah.
girls and blah, 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 blah. I believe Hailey also put out a statement on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what she said, but they're following each other on Instagram. And basically they want everybody to just chill out. Julie,
Yeah.
your thoughts?
Well, I'm not gonna. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Selena Gomez put out a statement asking her friends, I guess, her fans to stop sending death threats to Hailey Bieber. That her and Hailey Bieber had a conversation. Hailey Bieber said, "Babe, I'm getting a lot of death threats." And Selena Gomez is like, "Oh, don't you worry about it, girlie. Let me tell my friends." And so then she was like, "Hey guys, no more death threats. How about that?" She's like, "I'm always about kindness and blah, 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 and whatever. We're friends." And then Hailey Bieber posted a thing that said, "I talked to Selena, we're friends, we're good, we're working on, our history's a little tumultuous, but we're working on it." And then she was like, social media is great, but social media also can sometimes misconstrue moments that, as people like take them as what they're not really, and blah, 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 blah. We follow each other, peace and love. Where's Justin Bieber? Not defending me. So, just like it was like that. My thing was, I mean, fine, I wasn't sending death threats to Hailey Bieber, so Selena Gomez wasn't talking to me. But my thing with this whole situation is, Selena Gomez, what are we doing? Are we friends with her? Are we not? Like, tell us the truth, girly, because you're out here commenting on TikToks that are a little shady towards her, and now you're like, oh, peace and well, I get it. Being shady towards her in a death threat is like, that's a jump. Okay, some of y'all are going a little too wild out there. But also Hailey Bieber, it just felt like, why didn't Hailey Bieber say anything? You know what I mean? She could have easily hopped on her little Instagram and been like, okay, guys, can y'all chill the fuck out? Like, I'm getting death threats and you guys are, I don't know if she did actually. Someone tell me if she did or not. I don't think she did hop on her social media to say, hey girlies, please stop sending me death threats. I would like to live my mediocre life. And so I don't know. I don't know what she was. I don't know why she didn't do that. I feel like if she would have done that and then people kept doing it, then she had a combo with Selena and now these statements came out, I'd find them more genuine. Now it just feels like they're trying to manipulate their audience.
Well, yeah, of course they
You know
are,
what I mean?
because they're trying to stop
Right.
the narrative. Um,
Right.
Here's the thing. People who send death threats, you suck out all of the fun of everything.
Exactly, bitch. We were just trying to have a good time.
First of all, I mean, Hailey Bieber and her friends were being mean to Selena. I mean, there can only be so many coincidences, okay?
Right. Right.
It just, you know. But like, it's really not, these people are rich. They don't care
I
about you guys. There's no need.
yeah.
There's no need to send a death threat to anybody.
No, that baby,
Okay.
it's not that important.
It honestly, it's probably more of a PR stint than anything. And then everybody takes it so far. Selena
Yeah.
Gomez is not going to come and rescue you,
No, bitch, she's not.
okay, from whatever it is that you have going on in your life. So don't defend her by saying that you're
Yeah.
going to go kill Hailey Bieber. What
That's
the
fucking
fuck is
wild.
wrong with
That
you?
is wild. Some of y'all need to know when to stop. I hate the people, and I bet they're all in the same category. The group of people that just like a little too. It's like I just wanted to call Pedro Pascal daddy, and suddenly the man hasn't heard a different word for 3 months. You know what I mean? It's like, and what there's a line, and we all collectively know where that line is. And some of y'all are like, I'm just gonna cross it. I'm just gonna cross it. It's
Right.
insane. Death threats.
It's
That is
wild.
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 Wild. And to Hailey Bieber, that's just
Right.
like, oh, so much energy for rich people that would not even look your way if they didn't have to.
Right.
It's
Right.
so crazy. It's like it's a little fun, right? It's fun. We're trying to have a good time. These rich people that hate each other, and you're like, oh, I'm team this, I'm team that. I'm gonna put money on this tip jar at Starbucks. You know what I mean? We're all having a blast, and you're like, oh, but also I want to skin her alive. That's insane. That's so insane. That is insane. Whatever you think of Hailey Bieber, that's insane. Because rich or not, there's going to be something that happens to your brain when all you're reading is death threats. There's like, I bet she also gets a chuckle out of some of the shit that is said about her
Of
because it's
course.
funny. People are funny in the internet. People are funny on the internet. But a death threat, there has to be something that fucks your brain when you are reading nothing but threats against your life. And also, we just got finished talking about people being going batshit after a pandemic. We don't know if this is just a threat on a DM or if you're
Right.
actually fucking insane.
Right.
Yeah.
These people would not be able to pick you out from a lineup. Why are you defending
Babe.
them? Go get a
Oh my
job. And
God.
if you're
Yeah.
under 18, go do your homework.
Yeah.
Go read a book. Go wash the
And bitch,
dishes. Go
I
take out
bet
the
they are.
trash.
Yeah.
Go join the Girl Scouts or the Boy Scouts or whatever it is. Go join a club. Get a life. My God. I would
Yeah.
never in my mind would I ever be like, I'm going to send a death threat to somebody.
That is so
Like,
crazy.
who are you?
Yeah.
It's wild. It's
That is
wild.
that yeah, that's something intense. Like I can't even imagine typing those words out to someone. Like even if it's like a Selena Gomez, a Hailey Bieber, people that get thousands of notifications where the odds of them actually seeing that specific message are very low, I wouldn't even consider writing out something so absolutely vile.
It's ugh, people are so ew, don't touch me.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Oof. Okay, well, let's move on to something a little bit happier, shall we?
Okay,
Julie, now
Adrian.
I know that your panties got wet earlier when you heard the news. Am I right? You know what I'm talking
Absolutely soaked.
about. There is a musical coming to Broadway,
Yes, it is.
and it is based off Smash, the
Yes,
television
the
show.
fuck it is.
And let
Yes,
me
the
tell you
fuck
something.
it is.
Let me tell you something. Smash didn't have a lot of viewers, but Julie was there every episode.
Every episode,
Tell
bitch.
us what's happening, Julie, and why you're so excited.
Oh my God. Guys, if you don't know, Smash is Glee for grown-ups, but better. Why is that? Why is it better, Julie? I'll tell you. It's because they grabbed talent from Broadway and they made a show with them. All these singers were trained. Not to say that the people at Glee were bad singers, let me be clear, but Smash was just better because they had Broadway people working on this and Deborah Messing. So it was great. It
And
was a good
Catherine
time.
McPhee.
Catherine McPhee also. You know what? Catherine McPhee, the thing about Catherine McPhee, she is married to that very old man. Just something to think about. So anyway, so Smash was a TV show. Smash was a show about the making of a musical called Bombshell. That's what the show was about. It was like the road to Broadway. Phenomenal television. Phenomenal television. The director wanted one girl to play Marilyn Monroe. The producers wanted another girl to play Marilyn Monroe. Who was it gonna be at the end? Both of them phenomenal. Vocals for days. Personality, get out of town. It was phenomenal. When it got canceled, I cried. I did. I was so upset. I really was. I love that show with my soul. I remember specifically that show got canceled, and then like 3 days later, Fuller House got renewed. And bitch, you couldn't have even looked at me that fucking day. I was so pissed. I was so pissed.
How many seasons of Smash did we have?
2.
Oh. And was there a conclusion at the end? Did we know who became Marilyn?
Yes, someone became Marilyn at the end.
Was the end of season 2 like, was it left on a cliffhanger, or was like
The end of season 2 was absolutely left on a cliffhanger, and it was a very emotional episode. Okay. And we just needed more. We wanted more. I deserved more. It was just, oh guys, I can't emphasize enough just how phenomenal the cast was, and the numbers and the songs in it were so good. It just needed eventually, I think a couple years later, they did a concert version of the Bombshell musical. There's layers to the show, everyone. The Bombshell musical that they were working on the entire series. And the music in that, Let Me Be a Star, that is a ballad for days. Okay. Well, anyway, the show is coming to Broadway, which I just anything Smash, I want it, I need it, I love it. So I love this. I have been hoping for this. I've been waiting for this. I was kind of hoping Bombshell would go to Broadway, to be honest. I was hoping that musical would be brought to life, but I'm sure there's like a bunch of shit with the Marilyn Monroe estate that they'd have to jump through. So maybe that it's a little bit more complicated to put together. But
I wonder if they could do Act 1 is the behind the scenes getting ready for the show, and then Act 2 is the actual Bombshell. Wouldn't that be an idea?
Imagine. That would be a fucking idea.
If they do that, I'm copywriting that right now. Smash people, I want my money if that's what you end up doing.
Yeah. Because that's a really good idea. I'm just excited. This is meant to be on stage in the 24-25 season. So next year and then the year after. So catch me in New York. I will be seated.
Okay. Yay. Save your pennies. Here, New York, here we come.
Yeah, we are.
Who did Deborah Messing play?
She played one of the producers of the show, yeah. Or no, I think that she was a book writer. She was a book writer of the show.
What is a book writer?
It's like a screenwriter.
Oh, I see.
Of the show. Yeah.
I see. Okay, Smash, come on the pod. We'd love to have you.
Yes.
Finally on the Pop Culture Pop-Up, Ed Sheeran. Not a name you hear around here too often.
No.
Ed Sheeran, who is about to release a new album, I think.
Yes.
Which all of his albums are symbols. Did you know that the names of his
Yeah.
do you call it like addition or subtraction? Do you know?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Anyways, Ed Sheeran recently said that he is recording.
He's working on
an album that will only be released after he dies.
Yeah.
I think a great concept. I also think he's not the only one. I think that that's something that we're going to see more and more of.
Yeah.
Because I think it's interesting. I recently saw an interview with Dolly Parton where she said that she made a song however long ago that's supposed to be released in like, I don't know, like 25 years later, which is coming up soon. And like whether she's alive or not, like that song
Right.
will release. Um and I heard her say like she wish she hadn't done it because she thinks it's so good that she wish she would have made money off of it. But I kind of love this concept of like
Yeah.
something that was recorded a long time ago and then is now being released at a time where who knows what the world looks and sounds
Totally.
like. And so
Totally.
to me, I wish more people would do it. I think it's incredibly fascinating.
I agree. I think this is a great idea, but also I think this is a great idea if you, specifically if you are a fan of the particular artist, because
Right.
it feels like a little present after you're probably grieving and feeling sad about the loss of, one of your favorite musicians. I think this is great because it would be great to experience it as a fan that's like probably grieving and sad. If we would have gotten brand new Selena music after Selena died, that would have been so exciting. Even like Juan Gabriel, his estate has released duets of him singing. I mean, that they weren't recorded. They're just using the audio and then like bringing in the new age singers to do the duets and stuff. It's not the same though. You know what I mean? Even that's a little exciting though, because it's like his songs reimagined in a different way. But it's different when it's like this was intentionally made
Right.
so that you could enjoy it after I'm no longer here.
Right.
Yeah, that feels
The
like,
intention.
yeah, yeah, and it should feel special if you're a fan of Ed Sheeran.
I think Beyonce, when she dies, will have. I don't know. Show's going to open up a theme park. She's going to have a full feature film. It's going to be the final documentary. I don't know what it is, but I know that woman is working on something.
She better be. I want a present.
And if I'm not fucking alive to hear it or watch
Can
it,
you imagine?
oh, I am going to cuss somebody out wherever I am.
Yeah, yeah.
I will literally put all of my ashes back together. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen to me when I die. Do I get buried? Do I get cremated? I don't know.
Right.
You have a thought?
I'm gonna get cremated.
Why?
I don't want to be buried.
Mm-hmm. Because of like being buried.
Because of like being buried, and I think that's like pressure on the people that love you to like go to this place to visit you.
And it's also expensive.
And it's also
expensive to die.
100%.
Which is crazy to me because everybody dies. No, the people who work in the death industry, funerals and whatnot, no, those people are rich because guess what? There's people dying every day.
Every fucking day.
Every day. Could you believe there are people dying every day? And every day, every second, probably. I don't know how many people die in a day, but let's say every
lot.
minute, okay, around the world. I mean, excuse me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Billionaires, I'm gonna assume.
Crazy.
Just to bury somebody is so fucking expensive.
So
My
expensive.
God.
So expensive. Just throw me in the woods out back. I don't care. Honest. I'm gone. What am I gonna, you know what I mean? I can't feel it. Just do what you gotta do to feel good about it. You're the people that are still alive have to. Don't make me have an existential crisis now. But I'm just saying, imagine start freaking out. But yeah, dying's scary to me, guys. I'm still not at the part where I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna be fine. No, I'm at the part where every time I think about dying, I cry a little bit inside. But yeah, I just feel like, yeah, dying is so, I mean, we just had to deal with it with my grandma. Death in general, let's not get into it. Death in general is such an eye-opener for so many things. Let's
Right.
talk about families falling apart as soon as, someone dies.
Right.
Yeah, we're dealing with it in my mom's family right now. Talk about
Mm.
Chisme. Every fucking day I
Mm.
call my mom. Every day I've called my mom this week, she's on the phone already, right? With someone else.
Uh-huh.
And then she'll call me back. And then I'll be like, what are you doing? And she always says, chismeando. She always, and I'm like, chismeando about what? And then she'll tell me, there's a whole drama over the fucking house right now. And she,
Mm.
she fills me in on the fucking chisme every single day. I'm like, these fucking crazy people. Death is wild. And the colors do come out
Oh,
when
right.
someone
Of
dies.
course. Of course.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ooh. Look what you made us do, Ed Sheeran. Oh.
Oh.
Okay. That's gonna do it for the pop culture pop-up. We'll be back next week with more pop culture cheese, man. Julie, do you have a Latinx spotlight for us?
I do. ¿Dónde están los ladrones, which is an album by Shakira, becomes the first 90s Spanish language album to reach 1 billion streams on Spotify. And I'm responsible for half of that, some may say. Shakira, ¿Dónde están los ladrones? Was literally my very first favorite album. I listened to that album. I was just talking to my dad about it because I was making my niece watch Shakira. Because we watch her Super Bowl performance, and my niece loves her Super Bowl performance. Her and JLo's, I guess she was also there. And when she does the belly dancing, so Sophia has done the belly dancing, and now whenever Sophia dances, we'll be like Shakira hips, and she'll like move her hips like she's like, it's very adorable. But anywho, we were watching her performance, and I was telling my dad was in the kitchen with us, and I was telling Sophia, like, I used to love her when I was little, like, love her. And my dad was like, she used to sing in the living room and perform to the couch. I did. I used to sing in the living room and dance in the living room to this album all the time. She's like, she got 90% of the lyrics wrong, but you know what? Her heart was in it, and that's what mattered. Yeah, this album made me feel understood in subjects that I still had very little grasp of. And yet I was like, this chick with braids and red hair fucking gets me. She gets me. I felt so different than everyone around me for a plethora of reasons, but I didn't conform to especially like Mexican culture and femininity and that idea. I didn't, that wasn't me. I didn't want it. I was always outspoken. My father has always been like, how the fuck did I end up with a daughter like you? Like, how did my conservative ass make a daughter like you? Like, I've always been outspoken. I've always told my dad to shove it when he tries to be all misogynistic and machista. And yeah, Shakira felt like she just got me. And she was unique. She was so unique. The only mainstream artist like her, that I could look at, that I could see, that I could come across, because everyone else in the genre of what you could call pop, Latin music was so different from her. And I felt so seen by her, and her music has stood the test of time, even after she went blonde. And I was like, who is that woman? I don't know her. Even after, I think, she's grown with her audience, and some of us have some of them have stuck by her, and some of us have struggled. But I mean, she's still one of the most popular artists in the fucking world.
Right. It's a brilliant album. Also, my introduction to
Fucking
Shakira.
good.
It was all my older sister listened to. And so it's incredible. Usually, I
Yeah.
mean, take a listen. Take a
So good.
listen. Wonderful. Okay, time for some azúcar. I will go first. My azúcar this week is something I don't talk a lot about here, other podcasts. But listen,
Okay.
Rosie O'Donnell has her
There
own
he
podcast
goes.
now. It's called Onward with Rosie O'Donnell. You can listen to it wherever you listen to podcasts. I listened to it the other day after I finished dinner and while I was cleaning the kitchen. And I've never felt so comforted in my entire life. It was so
Oh,
nice. It was so nice just to hear Rosie interview somebody. She interviewed I believe her name is Sharon Gless. She's a dear friend of Rosie. She's an actress. Um she was on Queer as Folk, and she had a really big popular show back in the day. Anyways, they just had a very lovely, heartwarming, easy, comfortable conversation.
mhm.
And I'm so happy that Rosie now has a podcast where she can, you know, talk about the things that she wants to
Yeah,
talk about and do the things that she wants on there. So it's called Onward with Rosie O'Donnell. If you want to check it out, you should. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. You know, I don't know. Get some taste.
right, right.
Yeah.
I love that. I love
Thank you.
that. We'll have to listen.
You should, yeah.
Um,
There's only one episode so far, but there's going to be a couple. They're about an hour long. She's going to interview Kathy Griffin, Ricky
oh,
Lake, and a whole bunch of other
fun.
people.
Oh, have fun. Okay.
Oh,
My
sorry, one more
Asuka,
thing.
uh-huh.
She also takes fan mail. So, a la Yumi and Chisme, you can send her a voicemail
Okay.
and she'll answer questions. Okay,
I love
now I'm done. Sorry.
wonderful. So are you saying Rosie O'Donnell stole from us? Because
Most
that's
likely, yes.
what I'm hearing. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So Rosie O'Donnell's a fan. Love that for us. My Asuka this week, guys, I hate to tell you, but my managers have really good taste in television. And they recommend shit, and then I watch it, and suddenly I'm obsessed. I watch Shrinking on Apple TV Plus. Have you seen this, Adrian?
Well,
Wait,
I know
why
about it,
did
but I
you?
haven't seen it. You know, I haven't seen it. I
Okay.
do want to watch it though. It
Why would I?
looks like something I would watch.
When I tell you, I want you to, I know what I said last week. If you listen to anything I say, let it be this: phenomenal television. It is laugh out loud funny. Like it makes me laugh so loud. Jason Segel, Krista Miller, Jessica Williams, Harrison Ford, which, you know what, bitch? I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay. Prior to this, literally just a week ago, I said, I don't really like Harrison Ford. He's kind of like a one note kind of guy. You know, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. Bitch, he's phenomenal in this. He has an episode where he gets a little too high. He has an episode where he sings in the car. Phenomenal television. I'll tell you a little bit of the synopsis. It's a therapist office, Shrinking. You guys get it. You get it. I don't have to explain. It's a therapist office. And one of the therapists, Jason Segel's character, he's grieving. He's going through some grief because he lost his wife a year ago. And he's kind of been checked out for a year, and he's a dad to a teenager, and he hasn't really been a great dad. And he has a neighbor, Krista Miller, who's fucking hilarious. And her husband, who is not on this cast list, but how dare you Google, is I wish I knew that actor's name right now. That actor is so funny as her husband, Greg. There's this scene. Oh, I'm gonna retell it. You're gonna be like, bitch, that doesn't sound funny, but just go and look for it. But the therapist is a little bit he's like trying alternative therapy with his clients. And one thing leads to another. One of his clients moves in with him. Don't recommend to do that. If you're a therapist or if you're a client, don't recommend that for either one of you. But and he's a black man, and this is a white neighborhood. Everyone else is white. Jason Segel is white. The neighbor is white, and then this other neighbor, Pam, that comes and is, the guy's throwing something away in the trash can. She's like, "Who are you?" Anyway, Liz comes over, and she's like, "Pam, are you being racist?" Right? And her husband's coming out of the driveway, and he's like, "Hi, Pam." And then Liz is like, "No, we're not being nice to Pam. Pam's being racist." And Greg's like, "Eat a dick, Pam." And she just drives away. And it's the funniest 5 seconds of television I've ever seen in my life. I need you guys to watch the show because not only is it hilarious, God, that clip's so funny. Anyway, not only is it hilarious, it's very emotional too.
Mm.
It hits you in the feels. I mean, it's about grief. It's the teenager that's, she's also like, "Hey, dude, you've been checked out for a year. I also lost a mom, in case you forgot." Um, And it's beautiful. And it's just like a beautiful reminder. You know, Harrison Ford's in this. He's also a therapist. Jessica Williams is a therapist. Just a reminder that we're all always evolving, always growing. Harrison Ford's old ass. Sorry, he is old, but you know his character, not in a mean way, but he also is learning things about himself and how he needs to change and interact with his daughter better and interact with his colleagues better. And it's just a very good reminder that we're always evolving. It's never too late to learn new life lessons and become better people. So, Shrinking on Apple TV Plus. Must see television, bitch.
Okay, you sold me. I'll watch it.
Okay.
I'll watch it. Excellent. Thanks, Julie.
Thank you.
Well, that is going to do it for us. We've reached the end of this episode. Make sure that you do all the fun things you could do with this podcast on the internet. Rate us, review us, give us a short little review. Just a quick little one. That won't hurt you. Share this podcast with somebody that you love. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at You, Me, and Chisme. Make sure that you visit our website at youmeandchisme.com. You can subscribe to our newsletter. Make sure you read all of Julie's reviews on our website. Do anything and everything that you can, because we'll appreciate it very much so. And then we'll be back next week with more Chisme. But until then, make sure you have lots of love, lots of peace, and most importantly, lots of chisme in your life. Bye.
Bye.